Hi everyone, how are you doing today? My name is Eno Eka. I am the founder of Business Analysis School and CEO of Any Consulting Incorporated. I am a business analysis consultant and coach. I help professionals land C-suite roles in business analysis. I also help companies implement technologies, leverage people, process, and technology to increase their revenue and also to meet their business goals. So I started my career in accounting. So I went to school and I studied accounting. Working in that space, I wanted more. It was a career that I thought I would enjoy because I loved doing accounting. I passed my exam so well. I had straight A's, and I thought it was going to be the perfect career path. Do it till I retire. But working in that path, I didn't enjoy it. It was monotonous. It was boring, and I wanted something more for myself. So I started researching different career paths and seeing how I could use my existing skills and experience. And at that time, I also didn't want to go back to university because um, I had just graduated and fresh out of school. I was thinking of going to get a master's instead of getting a certificate or going back to do another bachelor. So I was looking for careers that I could easily transition into. And there are so many that I found, like there was HR, there was logistics and supply chain. It was kind of a big deal at that time. Project management, business analysis. I took a project management training, took a business analysis training as well. My instructors felt like I had such good experience. I scaled through those classes. I did excellently well. And it just seemed like a good fit. However, business analysis really, really caught my eye and my attention because I found that I was already carrying out business analysis activities in my current role because I was already working, on projects or being part of a project team. And because of that, I was trying to see how I could improve things. So where things were manual, I already found myself improving those processes, recommending tools that we could use at work, seeing how we could automate things, seeing how we could move from doing things manually, seeing how we could improve the employee experience so that we don't have a high turnover, seeing how we could keep our customers satisfied, seeing how we could also improve the technology that we already had. So all of these things I was doing was already business analysis. So finding out that the role that a business analyst played was more about the functions, the activities they carried out, that made me realize I was already doing this regardless. So that was one of the reasons why I decided to move into the business analysis career path because I was already doing the activities. Two, I didn't need to go to school to actually get a certificate or a degree to practice business analysis. Three, I was very, very passionate about technology. In my roles, I was involved in everything that has to do with technology. I was recommending solutions. I was working on solutions, working with the vendors. I was able to introduce the software into the company. I was able to help the company with implementing it and adopting it. So we moved away from doing a lot of things manually and using the P3 accounting software. So I'd been involved in all of these things, but I didn't even know there were BA activities because to me, I was just doing my regular accounting work. And I was involved in projects because we had a lot of projects going on, multiple projects at the same time. And I was in all these project teams. And of course, as a business and as an accountant, you would find yourself doing a lot of control and audit work. And I was just trying to see how I could automate things and make things less manual. And I didn't have to always go to the sites, for example, to do some audit and control work and all of that. So automating things, was a key part of my role. And because I've always been very passionate about leveraging technology, because I believe technology is what every company should adopt technology. We should not be afraid of technology. I've always been that person who would be looking out for, new opportunities, new ways we can implement things. I'm always researching. So I was just really, really, when I was extremely passionate about this and I was going the extra mile to find opportunities, to find, things I could learn, online, asking questions, doing a lot of research, all of that. So that's really where I was. And then I just didn't really see that growth path for me in this career that I wasn't even enjoying. And I also had a lot of colleagues as well who felt the same way, but they were stuck. They were unfulfilled. They felt they were just bored. And, very early for me, I was already feeling that way. And I knew that I didn't want to continue, in that path. So what happened is I decided to make that move and guess that it might be a career. And I got started back in Nigeria, took trainings, got my certification, found like minds and people who were also interested in business analysis careers or working as business analysts. Now, at that time, it wasn't the most popular career because everybody was either working in the bank, or as an accountant, engineer, doctor, banker, lawyer. Like there were just some typical career paths that everybody could, just flow into. And it didn't just make sense at that time for me to leave a stable career that I could always get a job in and move into a career that, there wasn't that huge adoption. And even at that time, a lot of these certifications were not even written in Nigeria. I had to go to Ghana to write my exam. I had to pay for the fees. I had to get training, all of that, fully self-sponsored, even without knowing if this career path will work out for me, while still holding on to my job in, doing accounting work, doing finance work as well. Well, to cut the chase, when I arrived Canada, I found out that, my skills and experience was very valuable. The things I was bringing to the table that I thought they were too minor or that I undervalued from my experience, my skills, the things that I've done so far in my career were very valuable. And I was able to use that to move into the BA career path fully here in Canada, grow my income to six figures in 6 months. I was able to land a six-figure opportunity. In 8 months, I was able to get my first consulting opportunity. And in 9 months, I actually started my consulting company, right? And all this was possible through business analysis. So if you're here and you're listening to me and you're that person who is really thinking about, can I really do this? Is it possible? There's a place for you in business analysis. And I say this because when you think about a business, you think about all the different functional areas in the business. There is HR, there is logistics and supply chain, for example, there's procurement, right? There is sales, there's marketing, there's accounting and finance, there's research and development, there's where strategy also comes in. Every unit in the business, they have processes in place to carry out their work, right? They have team members, people doing the work. And then they use technologies. Even if they're just using the Microsoft Office suite, they're using technologies, right? So if you are currently working in a role in a company, put away your job title and think about how the work you do cuts across the people, the process, and the technology, right? So if you're able to do that, you'll realize that you're already carrying out business analysis activities. If you're providing solutions, you're recommending those solutions, you're solving problems in the company, you are analyzing the business needs. What do we need to do? Do we need to launch a new product? Do we need to see how we can grow our sales? Do we need to hire new people? All of that is business analysis. If you're also, so that's the people side of things, right? So if you're also trying to see how we can improve our business processes, we can automate things, that is business analysis. If you're trying to see how we can leverage technology, learn new tools, train ourselves on new tools, work with vendors to implement new tools and technologies, that is business analysis. So having that understanding also that a business analyst is anyone who carries out these activities, regardless of your job title. Whatever title you have, it's not about the title, it's about the activities that you carry out. And that is the realization that I had, the realization that the people that I coach have, my students have, the realization that most people who get into the BA field have. Now, people get into the BA field for so many reasons. A lot of people actually do get in for the money, because I do not know a career path that can lead you into earning six figures, like over $100,000 that fast. without having to be in that path for a long time or go through tons and tons of examinations and qualifications. But with the business analysis career path, you're going to take what you have, bring it to the table, and help the company.